Hello everybody, welcome to another Zero stream. Hi Watcher Zigzagoon, hi Mouse on the piano. The Zigzagoon's like, Domino, share! You saw Duncan bullying him a little bit, just now. Duncan's, been very dominant lately. He'll like jump on Domino and Domino will just roll over on his back most times and just kind of stay there. It's a little concerning, but I think that's normal. I think they're just sorting themselves out, which is good. But hi everyone, I hope you guys are having a good evening. As well as you can be, and I'm glad you're here to join me as we finish off this little project. We are, if you don't remember, we're doing D&D race sheets for Pokemon. I don't know what the project is. It's someone else's project that I'm joining in on because it just sounded fun. And I was given the Lotad family, and each species of Pokemon is a race, and we're tasked to draw 2 classes of that race. So we already have a Barbarian Ludicolo and a Bard Ludicolo. And then for Lombre, we've got Cleric and I'm missing a layer here. There we go. And Monk. So we're gonna be doing Lotads today. I think we decided at one point that Warlock would be kind of funny because it's like this evil force being possessing like a tiny little cute Lotad. So I don't know, I'll work with that. And then I really like the idea of a druid, and I have an idea for it, but it'll probably take a while. So hopefully we can get both of those done today, because this is the last day of the month that we are streaming, and I want to get this done this month so I can focus on the story for Jetspleck Nuzlocke next month. But thanks for coming by to hang out with us. The rats are eating apple slices today, mixed in with yogurt. I got some low-fat vanilla Dannon yogurt. And they seem to really like the yogurt. They've never had yogurt before, and as soon as I stuck my finger close enough that they could smell it, they were lapping it up off my finger like crazy. And they had just woken up too, and these boys are rather lazy, so when they're still groggy, they are pretty slow moving, but they were like jumped out of the bed to lick the yogurt off my fingers. So I'm like, okay, good. They like the yogurt, and I just spooned it into the bowl and mixed it around a bit, and they seem to be enjoying licking up the yogurt well enough. I don't think they've eaten any apples yet. But that's fine. They'll get to the apples eventually. Let's see, yogurt, huh? Interesting. Molly used to love going to Dairy Queen, and we love taking her there. Aw. So the Lotads should be rather simple, I think. There's not much to their design. So it shouldn't be, you know, take too much time. What will probably complicate things is the druid. I'm planning to do a lot of plant matter, and foliage just isn't something I draw often, so that might take a while. I always kind of put it slightly off center, and the lily pad seems a little small. Just shrink it up a bit. Move him down. And I think Warlock class, I've never been so sure about what the aesthetic, what the vibe is supposed to be. All I know is it's like an evil version of the cleric, I guess, where like the cleric, they're a religious order that serves a deity and like does good things, I assume, unless it's like an evil deity. I don't know if those are a thing. Warlocks more make a pact, like a single warlock will make some kind of blood pact or sell their soul to a demon, and the demon will give them powers. So the most demon-like thing that has many legs like Lotad I can think of is Giratina. It's kind of got the like buggish multi-leg thing going on, so I'm gonna see if I can sort of I don't know how I would. I don't think it's possession. I'm not sure if warlocks are necessarily possession. Maybe more like, I don't know, Giratina. More like familiar. Okay, wait. I've never drawn a Giratina before. I'm just realizing now. I don't know what this feat is. What is its feat? Okay, I think the flying form might be a little better. The flying form Giratina, I don't know what the forms are called, but whatever the one where it doesn't have legs, has these like weird tentacles coming out of it. So I can have maybe tentacles. Like this. Trying to utilize all the space. I might have to shrink it down a bit. Da, da, da. And then, oh man, I have to fit like 2 more of these. It's fine. I'll find room for it. I don't want to get too far before I put in like the tattered robes. That's the other thing I think of when I think of warlocks, is just like gothic style horror monster as like attire. Which I don't know if it's accurate or not. But kind of like Phantom of the Opera Dracula vibes. This is its amulet. So it's like wearing an amulet that focuses its power. Maybe it's attached to the cloak, which has a brooch on it. Let me make these connecting parts a little bit more like Giratina shaped. Alright. Oof. My belly doesn't feel very good. We got to have some fast food these last couple of days, but they've all been really spicy stuff. And I don't know, man. I think my tolerance for spicy has gone way down because my belly hurt last night after I ate some spicy chicken wings. They were like really spicy. And then this morning, well, I say this morning, I mean more like afternoon. But it was the first meal of the day, and had to finish off some of the leftovers. And it was still very spicy, and after I ate some, I went to lie down, and I could feel it like burning my stomach. I don't much go for the spicy ramen anymore either. What should I put here? I guess I could just make it... There's something very interesting about the shape of Giratina's feet. Let me see if I can, like, you know, show you what I'm looking at. So, like, he has 2 toes on either side, and then in the middle, it's like this ninja star shape. What I think is happening is he has a 1 toe that comes out, and then it comes up onto the leg, and then to the side. But to me, it just looks like a ninja star, so... yeah, that chicken is not sitting well with me. And then tonight we had Chick-fil-A, and I got my usual, the spicy deluxe, and oh, it's no likey me. I hope the rats are okay with the yogurt. I don't know if I might have given them a little too much. Like yogurt and any kind of dairy, really, you shouldn't really give too much to animals, and I don't think rats are necessarily okay eating dairy, but I heard it's okay to give them a little bit of yogurt. And they've never had it before, so... maybe at the end of the stream, I'll ask for suggestions of what I should feed the rats. And then the next stream, you guys can see them having that as their meal. That could be fun. I'll have to, like, look up if it's safe or not, obviously, but... I don't like how it looks. Sorry, I just wasted a lot of time on that, but, I thought it would come together eventually, and it didn't. Okay, evil energy stuff around the amulet. And then... try berries. Oh wait, you just said at the end. My bad. No, it's alright. I said at the end because I'll probably forget if you guys like give me suggestions now, and also if folks show up later. Then I'll ask again so they can like suggest stuff. But certainly berries are not a bad idea. Fruits is they say not to give too much of because of the sugar content, but I think once a week is not too much at all. And anything in moderation, right? Ooh, what was that? Okay. I think this one more like this shape. This one can come up higher. Like this. Anyways, that is a spooky Lotad. Excellent. That is the vibe we are going for with the Warlock. I'm gonna make the robe a little more tattered. A little more... you guys ever read Shaman King? Now that series knows how to do tatters. I think I, as a kid, I like studied that and thought I was like the best at drawing tatters because I was copying the way they do it, and it comes out so good. It's so simple yet so effective. And as a kid, I thought I was doing so well. I overdid it a bit, I think, in some pieces. But even now I look back, I'm like, those are some good tatters. It's really interesting looking back through the years and trying to find where certain parts of your style kind of come from. Like when I look at the way I do tattered cloth, I can point straight to Shaman King and say there. I definitely know like Balto the movie played a big role in like shaping the way if not how I draw wolves and stuff, at least how I used to see them visually in my head. Cartoon wolves. Yeah, forgive me, I'm just being a little nostalgic because it's been a long time since I've drawn tatters like that, and it's a lot of fun. Alright. You know, every October back in the day, I would method roleplay this thing called the Mantis Overlord that would like possess me in the spirit of Halloween, and I would just start like I was the biggest troll during Halloween season, just always speaking in caps, yelling at everyone, saying "fool" a lot because I thought that was funny. Talking about how I'm gonna like rule the world. I think my friends got like tired of it real fast, but I didn't realize I could just like that it wasn't like they weren't playing along. They were probably just really annoyed. But I kept it going for a long time. I thought it was endearing. I don't know. Okay, I'm noodling. I don't know if that reads Warlock, but that's what I got. I'm gonna turn this one back towards him. I think this one a little bit more towards middle. Okay. Warlock. Let's do Druid. Now, for the Druid, I was a little, I was a little bit contemplating having it be bipedal. So that I can have him, like, carrying a staff. Because I always think of druids as carrying a little wooden staff. Maybe this arm. And then... I don't know if it's a druid cat, what's it called? A cat, cast, oh shoot, what's the term in D&D? The kind of spell that you don't have to, like, use, magic, whatever it is, the thing you have to use up to use magic. It's like a free spell. A cast, it starts with a C. But, I think, Shillelagh might be a druid exclusive one of those. Catchern. Shoot, I can't remember the word for it. But, yeah, they can cast this thing called Shillelagh, which makes wooden weapons use your something else, not the strength stat, but something else, like charisma, I think. You can attack physically with your charisma stats instead of your strength stats, I think is what it does. I think. Don't quote me on that because I don't remember very well. Right? So now he's like holding a staff. But then the problem becomes I wanted him to be a druid so I can put a bunch of plants in his lily pad. And now he's standing up so the lily pad can't be on his back. So would it still be accurate if I just put it directly on his head? Or is it more of a back thing? I don't know where the point of contact is. Could also try to move everything up. Cantrip, that's the word. Sorry, that took me way too long to remember. It's been a long time since I've done any D&D, guys. Cantrips. They're called cantrips. Shillelagh might also just make your wooden tools stronger. I don't quite remember the details. I just remember everyone says it's a good one to take if you're a druid. Because as a druid, you have to use wooden, like, armor, wooden, shields and stuff. Hi, Wheeler! Mana? I don't know. Is it mana in D&D? It might be. I wanted to say mana, but mana is just such a like a generic like magic thing. I wasn't sure if I was just like kind of assuming that it was mana based on all of the other magic things that use mana. But it very well might just be mana. I honestly can't think of anything else it could be, so we'll go with that. And even if it's not, you know what we're talking about if we say mana. Like, oh, you have to use mana. Alright. Wheeler says catnips. That's what it is. I cast Shillelagh catnips. Wood burns. It does. If it's dry wood. If it's green wood, it doesn't burn. Moving this up higher again. I want to try and give him a cloak of some kind. Like a cloak of moss for him to wear, without it making it look like he's just kind of mossy. He's just kind of moldy around the edges. Don't worry about it. I don't know why, but I can't get his eyes to look less weird and creepy. What do druids do? Do they go around watering plants? Maybe I can have him like watering a plant. It's a little weird. Maybe you can't see the other arm. Maybe both his arms are like up here. Or his kind of wish you could see it though, so you know he has it. Never done see a Lotad with such big round eyes. They always have those pinprick eyes in the middle of the face. Okay. I've put it off for far too long. It's time to do the plants. Okay. I just realized because of this cut in his leaf, the lily pad, I can't fill it with water. I was gonna fill the whole thing with water and have like water plants living in it. But would it be too much to say it's like closed off? Trying to think of a natural way to close it off. Okay, give me a sec. Let me look up bioplanter. Maybe Animal Crossing. The floating bioplanter. Plants are not difficult. They follow a sort of logic to their growth that once you understand it, you just kind of put a bunch of them together and suddenly it feels like it's a very dense foliage. You don't even really need that many. My problem has always been what goes in between. I think there's a flower in here somewhere. That'll be a good... Yeah, you need like good big shapes to break up the little ones. Does anyone here keep plants? Anyone ever start a garden, grow some herbs, raised flowers, succulents maybe? My mom is quite the green thumb. She likes to take care of plants and stuff. We're pretty bad children in my family. We don't ever know what to give our parents for holidays and stuff. And my family does all of the gift giving. If it's your birthday, you're getting a birthday gift. If it's you know what? What if I cut his leaf here? Hold on. I have a sudden thought. Or maybe if not there, maybe... Okay, I'm gonna seal this part up. Sorry. I just suddenly dropped that strain of conversation because I suddenly have an idea. What if I move it off the side a little? And the water like just drips out the back. Just like psh, splash. Splish. Anyway, yeah, so we're never really good at figuring out what to give our parents for their birthdays and stuff, or for Christmas. And so for a long time, my mom would always just get plants. We would get her like a new potted plant. And I thought, based on my own feelings, I thought she wouldn't like cut flowers. Because me, I feel like, oh, well, you're just wasting money, essentially, because it's just there to look good for a few days, maybe a week if you're lucky, and then it's gone. You buy a thing to watch it die, essentially. I'm like, oh, potted plants, they've got to be the correct choice, because those are like you're bringing home a part of the family, you know, like they're gonna thrive and grow, and you're gonna raise it and care for it. Turns out my mom actually likes cut flowers. She thinks it's they look really nice, for one, and there's something special about the finality of the temporality, that you would get something for that specific occasion, you know, and it's not a responsibility, I guess. You're not bringing home a responsibility, which makes sense when I think about it like that, you know. Not everyone is ready to welcome home a new pet, so pets are usually bad gifts unless the person has been, you know, preparing for them for a while, and you know about it and you've talked about it. It's not like a surprise, you got a bunny, surprise, we got you a hamster. The kid's gonna be, oh, I love it, it's so cute, and then a few weeks later you're the one cleaning the cage and feeding the hamster, walking the dog. But yeah, so she has a lot of potted plants. I am not a green thumb at all. I'm whatever the opposite of green thumb is. I kill plants. You bring a plant to my room and it's probably gonna be dead in the next few hours. Okay, what other plants can I add in here? Oh, these ones look good. What is this? Where do I add it? Do I add it here? Sorry, this must look quite the mess, but I swear I have an idea of what everything is. I think I want to break up this area a bit more. But yeah, drawing plants really is just doing a pattern over top of itself over and over again. Hey, Schwigs! Schwigs Kurtz from way back when. How you doing? It's good to see you again. Let's see, Mouse says, I have 3 African violets. Nice. Let me see what those look like. African... Very pretty. What color do you have? When I hear violet, I just assume it's purple, but it looks like there's pink ones, there's white ones, there's blue ones. My grandmother keeps flowers at her apartment. That's cool. Yeah. My grandma used to have succulents. Not cut flowers, potted flowers. Swig says, I like my pet cactus George. He's a prickly old cactus that's been growing in the wild. Are you sure it's yours, or is it just like a feral cactus that you feed now and then that like kind of comes to your house in the dusk hours? Succulents would be cool. Hey. You know, that sounded a lot better in my Shuggity Swooty. Dark purple and 2 pinks. Pretty. Yeah, I really wanted some cactus. I figured they would be easier to maintain, not kill. I remember one time I was a very I was a very dumb kid, and my mom took me to a plant store, or maybe it was just the plant section of a store, and I saw these cactuses. They were very fuzzy looking cactuses, and I like soft, you know, I did that gingerly poke at it to see if it hurts, and it didn't hurt. And so I started petting the cactus. I'm like, look, Mom, it doesn't hurt. And then later I realized my finger was stuck full of tiny little hair-like needles. I was an intelligent child. What else? I think I can have some stuff hanging off the edge. Kind of gross, but okay. Alright, well, let's not spend too much time dawdling. Let's, line it in. And I'm gonna do this one first, so I don't forget all of what I have. Dark purple, 2 pinks. Oh, how pretty. Been alright, been busy, streaming when I can. Probably a feral cactus I fed once, and now he scratches my window at night. We were all intelligent children. And we made the best of it. So this is a friend of mine from my Guy Online days. Actually, we used to roleplay, forum roleplay, which is a little different from D&D, like tabletop roleplay, where you get into a room with other people. I actually found it a little more, a little easier because I could actually sit and digest what was happening, you know, and come up with what to say, whereas I've tried tabletop D&D a couple of times, and it's always just been incredibly nerve-wracking, trying to think of, like, think of solutions to the current situation, and stay in character, and you know, act it out, all on the spot. But there were way less rules back in the day. I think the rules help. I enjoyed the rules. When I was doing tabletop, I enjoyed the battles that we got into, because it was all numbers. And you cast a spell, you use up this amount of magic energy, mana or whatever it's called, and you do this amount of damage and that you roll for, and you multiply it by this and that. It got a lot trickier actually when we went to the city and we had to figure out what to do next. So we went to a library, and then it was just like, where do you go? What do you do? How do you interact with these NPCs? And I had no idea what to do. I can hardly interact with NPCs in the real world when I leave the house. It's so annoying. I don't know why this brush gets so incredibly thin on the edges when I don't press down hard enough, and then when I press down just a tad harder, it suddenly becomes this really big fat line. Maybe if I zoom in even more. I don't like to zoom in too much. Yeah, now it's getting crunchy. I don't like to zoom in too much because you lose sight of like the whole picture, but the line quality sometimes is just hard to get. It's hard to breathe when you're trying to get the line perfectly a certain. I know a lot of people use several layers. They'll like draw through the object and then erase. I don't know, I can't keep track of that many layers. So many extra steps to get to a line that I want to draw. Okay, I think so. This one will go over that one. Good luck, Watcher Zigzagoon. Da-dee-da-dum. So, does anyone have any plans for this week? These past few days have been very unstructured for me. Going to sleep at the worst times, or not at all, and not really knowing what to do. I finished the next episode of the Nuzlocke, so I don't have that deadline over my head anymore. And I'm almost done with this project. Finished my patron requests and all that. I could obviously get a head start on the next episode, but been spending a lot of time playing video games, but even then I haven't been finding much to do in Animal Crossing these days. The furniture selection is pretty thin. Even so, there's always something to do. But once I start getting into those tasks, like fishing to get money, giving presents to villagers and whatnot, all of that stuff, then if I get started on that, I'm never gonna stop. It's funny nowadays. It's like if I get on a little too late, then the stores are bought out by my siblings who play before me. So there's no items in the store. But then if I do play early enough to get to the store first, everything is so expensive. I end up spending all the money that I make on stuff in the store rather than paying off my debt. And yeah, I finally paid off my debt and upgraded to a second floor, which I wanted to turn into a pirate ship, but I literally didn't have any pirate ship items. So that was a bust. The only thing I had really was a water skyline, an ocean skyline wallpaper and a ship deck. But you can't use you can't use fences indoors. So I couldn't put like a railing to make it look like an actual ship deck. And I don't think Gulliver gives out the pirate ship items anymore. The ship items, I mean. There was one game where he gave out ship items. So I remember a captain's post, whatever it's called, the thing that the steering wheel of the boat, whatever that's called in a boat. The rudder wheel. Did you try wooden stakes? I could. They're just a little too haphazard to be like a ship thing. You know, it's not like a actual railing, but those could work, yeah. And I'm sure there are like other items that can create sort of an effect like that. I just don't have any furniture. It's very hard to get a hold of good items for some reason. I think it's because all of the customizations in New Leaf, not all of them, but like pretty much most of them have become separate separate items. So the one day the store could have like a cute bed that's pink, and then another day it'll have the cute bed again, but now it's blue. And it's like, well, I didn't really want it when it was pink, and I don't want it when it's blue. I'm not looking for a cute aesthetic right now. But yeah, that game, and then Hollow Knight. Whenever I get a chance, I'll like pop in Hollow Knight. There's always something to do in Hollow Knight. It's been really fun. My friend's been telling me for a long time that my next step in the story is to fight the Dreamers. I think. But then instead I am just exploring parts of the world. I'm trying to find ways to spend my money so I don't lose it because I die all the time. I'm trying to fight these dream warriors, these warrior dreams, I mean. Not the dream warriors. I'm supposed to be fighting the dream warriors, but I keep finding other stuff to do. It's just so much fun. So distracting. Might be the better word for it. And, yeah, so there's plenty to waste time on. I just need to figure out what I actually need to get done. The month is almost over, and around this time it always starts to feel a little like, what is there left to do? Because it's not the next month yet, so none of those tasks have like come to light. And you've kind of finished most of your current tasks. This morning I was like watching the sun come up, and I'm like, what should I do today? Should I do anything today? I know I have a stream at the end of the day, so I can plan for that. I've started watching, what's it called? Demon Hunter, finally. It's been over-recommended to me, by many people in several different instances. So I know it's gonna be good, because, like, literally everyone thinks it's good, and, and so far, it's pretty good. In, like, a shonen way. It's enjoyable. It's definitely better than the last anime that we watched, which was, what was it called? Kaiji! Kaiji wasn't bad, but it was slow, and it was like... We only saw season 1. The guy I was watching it with didn't want to continue to season 2. I'll probably watch season 2 on my own. It wasn't so bad that I'm like completely uninterested in what happens next in the Kaiji story. But the way the last arc kind of went, it was just ugh. Still a little more freeform, and the rules were up. Almost ready to transfer data. Still ready. Trying to draw personally. Dabbling in pixel sprites. There's a website that lets you do lets you make patterns for Animal Crossing, and I found it's actually a really fun way to practice pixel art. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. Mouse plans to be sad this week. I don't know if that's something we gotta plan for. That just kind of happens, especially in this day and age. Canada Day is this Wednesday. I didn't know that. Guess I'll eat maple syrup on Wednesday. That's what Canadians do? I don't know. Did you try wooden sticks? Rudder wheel. Maybe it's a quick repair job after a cannon hit? Dead Cells is like that too. Oh yeah, I remember now. My next plan is to go to the nailsmith and see if he has anything for me. I have 2 ores now. I don't know if that's enough, but I have money burning a hole in my pocket. Just stumbled upon a peculiar game on the Steam Workshop, but I'll put it in my wish list for now. Wanna watch That Time I Reincarnated as a Slime. Been playing New Horizons so I can practice there. Mouse is pretty sure it's enough. Excellent. Yeah, can my days just be Hollow Knight and anime? My other friend is showing me a Gretzko right now, and it's been pretty fun. And they're like really short episodes too. And we still need to find time to watch more Craig of the Creek. You guys haven't seen Craig of the Creek? It's a really, really cute, fun sort of kids show, but it's just really charming. And then, man, there's just too much to watch. I've been trying to use the weekdays to sort of watch lectures on YouTube on printing and like photography, stuff relating to my job, because the fiscal year is ending soon, so all of the paperwork is pretty much done, and I'm running out of stuff to do right now since they haven't opened the store yet, so I can't go back to work. And I'm just kind of finding things to do that can be considered work. We're a research school, so they're playing a little loosey-goose on what can be clocked in for a lot of us people who have on-campus positions that kind of just like aren't possible to be performed right now, which is really nice. But let me tell you, watching lectures on YouTube is not the most fun, and I just didn't even try today because I didn't get enough sleep. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna play some Animal Crossing, play some Hollow Knight. I'll get back to the videos tomorrow. This flower is looking really poorly. I've not done this flower any favors. But, you know, I don't think anyone's going to be looking that closely, so I'm not gonna fix it. Just gonna move on to the next. How many of you have been cooking more at home? Stuck at home as we are. I hear a lot of people these days are learning more how to cook. I haven't been given that opportunity because I live at home with my parents, and so they just like cook all the time. But I'd like to try and pitch in now and then. I did get to do fried chicken the other day. got a giant vat of oil and fried up some chicken for the first time. I don't like frying stuff. I don't like deep frying stuff because I feel like it's a lot of wasted oil. And you know, people are always like, oh, maybe you can like reuse the oil. But I'm like, have you seen the oil after I fry things? I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but it comes out like burnt. The oil's like burnt and it's got like bits in it. I can strain the bits, but the oil still tastes weird. I don't know. Do you like use up a whole thing of oil? But my dad was like, oh, oil's cheap, so it's fine. Go ahead. Thinking my siblings and I are thinking of trying to make summer rolls sometime this week. Yeah, summer rolls are the ones. They're the ones that have that translucent skin that's kind of stretchy. I think it's made out of like rice or something. It's got like the noodles and the shrimps in it. I think the sauce is like hoisin and peanut butter. Pretty much every Chinese restaurant has them with the spring rolls. But yeah, we're gonna go to the store, pick up some ingredients, and try to make our own summer rolls! If anyone has any suggestions on recipes I could try out, let me know. I don't cook much. Cause I'm very slow. I'm very slow with the knife. When my mom cooks dinner, it takes like maybe an hour, half an hour if it's a simple meal. When I cook, it's like 3 hours, and most of that time is just prep. Just me cutting vegetables into cubes. I like to take my time, and then suddenly the time has escaped from me. I don't know if this is accurate, but I'm gonna put these big flowers, these big white ones, on lily pads. I feel like they're probably the kind of flower that would be on top of a leaf. It's how they float, right? Let's see. Drake's here. Hello, Zero. My comic is comicking tomorrow. No colors in it though, unless it's the attacks. All right, good plan. Agretzko is amazing, says Swigs. Yay! Wheeler's here, affirming the Agretzko. I think. Still working, so I haven't been cooking at home. Subway for the win. Yeah, get those sandwiches. I haven't had Subway in a long time. I might crave some of that eventually too. Don't keep it in so long. Got a Grelif. Okay. Vanilla Blitz, how you doing? I tried making fin cakes from Adventure Time. Ended up taking about 5 hours somehow. Oh no! That's really cute. Well, my data is now being transferred. Let's see how it performs. Alright, good luck! Took me 30 minutes, but 2 hours of prep for lobster and crab. Oh man, I want to try lobster. I've had crab a lot in my life, but I don't think I've ever had lobster. I mean, I've had it in like, other things. Like a lobster roll or a dip. You know, like Costco has those lobster crab dips. And I've never had like a proper buttery lobster out of the shell. I bet it tastes so good. My mom makes great crab. But she cooks it like the Asian way where it's sauteed with a bunch of flavors. Which is great. It tastes great. Half the time when I'm eating it, I'm like sucking on the shell because that's the flavor like gets into the shell too. Or like rather it attaches itself to the shell. It's like, you know, saucy. But man, when we went to the beach that one year, and we went to the seafood buffet, and had never-ending king crab legs. Ooh, I want to go back there. Just a nice old crab leg meat right out the shell, and then dip it in some butter. That's all you need, really. I'm getting hungry. Let's talk about something else. Why did I bring up food? I thought it wouldn't make me hungry because my stomach still kind of hurts. But thinking about the crab, man. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna put a big old fat leaf in here. Ooh, it's starting to come together. Look at all these leaves doing their own thing and just all sort of bringing in the full picture. I almost said bringing in the farm, but I don't know why, because that's not even a saying in any context. Finally watched Far From Home the other day. I think it was the only Marvel movie left that I hadn't seen. It's kind of a denouement of the last phase of Marvel. After what happened after they beat Thanos and stuff. Which was an interesting... Some interesting takes. Made us kind of realize how horrifying that would be mentally for the kids that did get snapped. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really liked it. I won't talk too much about it in case anyone wants to avoid spoilers or whatnot, but the Spider-Man movies are all real good. I was looking at the future movies plan, and I don't think I remember seeing any Spider-Man ones, but then someone was talking about what was it, Captain Marvel 2, and that wasn't on the list either. So I don't know. There's probably more information out there for future movies than the list that I found. I'm hoping there's gonna be a third Spider-Man. don't know how that one's gonna look. Oh, I gotta stretch my back out. Okay, I forgot this flower. Here goes over the leaves. Maybe it'll... something like that. The rats are all gone. I wonder if they're sleepy. Which doesn't make any sense because they've been sleeping all day. I've been letting the rats out for far longer than I had ever planned. They basically just spend all the time outside of the cage. Because what would happen is I'd let them out, and then when it's time to go to sleep and I go to put them back in, they've like holed up somewhere and they're already asleep. And then I feel bad to like wake them up. I don't want to like grab them and pull them out of the hammock that they've lodged themselves in. So I just kind of leave them. The playpen has finally been rat-proofed, so they can't escape. So I just go to sleep with them out. That's definitely not part of the agreement. My mom said the rats absolutely cannot be out of the cage when you're asleep and when you leave the room. Sorry, Mom. They are out of the cage all of the time. I keep the doors closed, so hopefully if they do escape, they don't wander out of the room. But they, I do worry sometimes about my wires. Let's get this flower in. So for anyone who didn't know, I am planning to play some games next month. Reason being, July 3rd is my birthday. And so July being birthday month, I figure, you know what? I'm not gonna work as hard next month. I'm going to play some games, but I'm not just gonna like play games that you guys want to watch. No, I'm gonna play games that I want to play again from my childhood because it's birthday month. So I'm gonna rebirth some of these childhood memories, I guess. I don't know. Basically what I'm saying is I remembered I had a bunch of Humongous Entertainment games in my Steam library and I wanted to play them. But I'm a grown adult now. I don't think I'll find much fun just sitting and playing these games just on my own. So I figure I'll stream it and pull you guys along with me and make you guys appreciate my childhood. Or maybe not appreciate it. Maybe they're not as good as I remember. Who knows? It'll be a fun time for us all, hopefully. We're gonna go through the putt-putt games first because I think those are the most baby of them. And then we'll do some Spy Fox. Because who doesn't love Spy Fox? But that's my plan for next week. Sometime this week I'll probably be doing some test streams to make sure the audio and stuff runs and that it picks up steam and all that. So please disregard. I'll try to remember to erase the videos, but I don't always. Mouse says, welcome to what happened to me and Clover when we first started rooming together. You're like, okay, back in the pen every night, and then eventually it's just, are you gonna go to sleep in your pen? No, you're just sleeping over here? Okay, I'm not gonna wake you up. Far From Home slaps, says Mouse. Yes, and Mouse was the one that showed it to me, which I'm very happy to have gotten to watch it with her. I always watch Marvel movies with someone. Usually it's my sister. She'll be like, have you seen this movie? And I'm like, I haven't yet. And then she'll find it and we'll watch it. And it keeps me up to date on the Marvel movies. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. You could say I'm a MCU fan because I pretty much was introduced to Marvel through the movies. But I had a roommate in college who was a big, like, comic book geek, so whenever we watched movies, she would then afterwards explain, like, oh, this was cool because, like, in the comics this happened, and that's, like, an homage to that. And let me tell you guys, I am a sucker for references, for like cameos, for Easter eggs. I'm just a sucker for those things. I think it's so fun and cool, and now there are enough of the movies that I'm starting to pick up Easter eggs and references to other movies, and they happen really fast, so I get to be like, oh, that! And there's some references in the Far From Home that were like to the old, I think it's the Sam Raimi, whichever one had Tobey Maguire in it, those movies, so that was fun. I don't know, they're not just like popcorn movies for me, they're also sort of nostalgic bombs of just, hey, like, you know this thing you love? Well, we're just gonna like wink wink nudge about them all day, and I know it's dumb, but I fall for it every time. Mouse says lobster is overrated, but very good. I will definitely agree that after I found out it was like at one point considered a peasant food that that rich people would not even eat because it was like there were so many of it. They're like trash pickings basically. So like they were super cheap. And now it's like sold as a delicacy and it's so expensive. I'm like, man, can we go back to having it be trash food so I can like eat it all the time? Can they be considered arachnids? They are crustaceans. I think arachnids need 2 body segments with 8 legs, and I'm pretty sure crustaceans have like a different number of legs. I'm not gonna list one. You should make an ube roll from Steven Universe. That roll looked really good, yeah, but I think you need like food coloring to make it that shade of purple. I have made rolled cakes before. They're okay. Gotta get the roll proper, or else it like cracks and stuff and doesn't look good. And whenever I roll it up, I like squeeze the filling out as it goes. But yeah, should make another roll cake and try with ube this time. I never really knew what the difference between ube and taro was. Cause you know, when you go to like a bubble tea shops and you get the taro flavor, it's purple, right? So is taro also a purple yam? Is it a different species of purple yam? Are they the same thing and we just call it something different for whatever reason? Well, happy birthday week, says Zigzagoon. Thank you. Wait, is it this week? Shoot. I didn't realize it was this week. I didn't expect it that soon. I thought I had a few more days. Come on, I enjoyed them as adults. Never played Spy Fox though, but Puppet Travels Through Time, that was the only one I ever cleared as a kid. Mouse says, oh no, he forced me to let him be free range. Clover was like stomped his feet down. It's like, I am the boss, and you cannot contain this. So I hope I still enjoy them, definitely, those games, but there's something about revisiting media that feels kind of like a waste of time to me, unless I've like gotten to the point where I've just completely forgotten most parts of something, at which point then I'll probably like reread or rewatch, or if it's like really good and I just need to see it again, then I'll rewatch. But to play through a game like that just on my own seems especially, I think, okay, if there was like one of them, yeah, I would probably just replay it on my own. But there's like I don't know, 10 games that I would like to get through, and that's a investment of time that I don't have because I'm spending it wasting on other stuff. Man, I hate saying things like, oh, it's a waste of time, and then I like stop and think, wait a minute, no, I am wasting my time on other stuff. Like, I spent a huge portion of today just lying in bed. Didn't get anything done at that point. I could have been playing an old putt-putt game or something. We are going to start with Putt-Putt Goes to the Moon, a game that I never really liked as a kid because I was really put off by the way everyone looked. The style in that game is way different from the other Putt-Putt games. But we will do Putt-Putt Travels Through Time as the second game. And I don't know how long each game is going to take me because I remember them taking a long time to get through when I was a kid. But that was when I was a kid and I wasn't actually good at games. And now that I am an adult and should hopefully be able to get through the puzzles and stuff quicker, hopefully we'll be able to get through 2 of them at least per stream. That's my goal. Let's get through 2 baby games per stream and see how it is. And And of course, if we have extra time, if we go a little too fast and we have extra time at the end, I can always pop in Hollow Knight and like play a bit. Oh, whoops! I just realized I was playing Hollow Knight before the stream, and I didn't put the Switch back upstairs. So hopefully, if my siblings want to play, they will have the gumption to come in and ask for it, cause I'm not going to go hand it to them while I'm streaming. I don't want this to look like it's water dripping. It's gotta be like peat moss or something. Something growing that's like dangling, you know? Put some texture on it. Put some like wiggly jigglies. I hope they're okay with me making it stand up on 2 legs. I didn't actually ask. Mouse says, yeah, that's literally what happened. Have I not told y'all this story? I don't recall the details of it. If you want to regale us, either here or in the rat house, then I'd love to hear it again if I have heard it, and hear it for the first time if I haven't. Well, they were sprite games at first, so that's a thing. Yeah, but like, you know, my child mind didn't recognize, oh, this one is made out of pixels, and this one is like hand-drawn or whatever. All I knew was this one does not look the same as this one, and I prefer one over the other. So I just didn't. And there were other reasons I didn't like the game too, which I'll be able to go over when we get to play them. I'm so excited, you guys. I love Putt-Putt. And I hope you guys enjoy it too. I hope it's not boring at all. We'll do like a few of the games, and then I'll ask y'all how you feel. And you know, I'm not gonna keep streaming something you don't care for, if it's like super boring. So don't worry. Come to the streams and hang out and chat, and then let me know how you feel. You guys, these streams are for you, and you know, you can decide sometimes what happens. And majority will be considered. Of course, I still make the final decision because sometimes I have to be selfish. It's my birthday. Wow, time is an illusion, and I did not realize my birthday was going to be this week. I am not ready. Let's see. Honestly, I never really cleared Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. Those were the only 2 games I ever played. The moon one being from a public library near where I lived back when I lived in British Columbia. Yeah, I never beat Putt Putt Goes to the Moon either, so we'll see how that goes. I owned Putt Putt Goes to the Moon, Putt Putt Travels Through Time, and Putt Putt Saves the Zoo. And then eventually I lost Putt Putt Travels Through Time. I think I lent it to someone and then I never got it back, but I couldn't remember. So that one was gone. And then Moon I just didn't like because I could never beat it and it looked weird. So I didn't care for that one. So literally the only one I played over and over again to my memory after I lost Travels Through Time was Saves the Zoo. So I have like very, very fond memories of Travels Through Time because I remember playing it enough that I just adored that game, but I didn't remember enough to like, because I didn't actually have it anymore, so there's just this like yearning nostalgia in my guts, you know? Whereas with Saves the Zoo, I had the game, so whenever I missed it, I could just play it, and it got a little old hat after a while. Saves the Zoo is like, I still like it, and obviously it's like about animals, so it's gotta be like my favorite, but just through overplaying, I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of over Putt Putt Saves the Zoo. But again, even that one, it's been a long time from then till now, so I'm not, I'm still looking forward to playing that one even. And at some point I did actually get to play Putt Putt Joins the Race, which I don't remember as well. I don't think that one was as good, but we're still gonna play it just to experience it together again. And then the Putt Putt Goes to the Circus, I think, was a demo on the other games, and so I would play that one, but only the demo version. And so that one was always full of mystery to me. I was always like, oh, what's the rest of it like? And I remember eventually playing the whole thing. I don't know how. I don't know if we like actually owned it eventually. But Circus was fun, I think. But I think I was getting a little older at that point, so it didn't like grab me as much. I don't know. I didn't play that one as much. What was another one? I think there was one more Putt Putt game. Oh no, I think the last Putt Putt game was a Pep game. It was like one of those mini game ones. Dog on a Stick, I think. It was like Pep on a Stick or something like that. And it was like Putt Putt's dog Pep on a pogo stick, and you made like obstacle courses for him, and he would jump from obstacle to like he'll just jump around, and that was the game. And for some reason I played that one a lot too. Hello, Jillian. Nah, you are not too late. I'm still going. Only halfway through. I'm just talking about nostalgia right now. Nostalgic games I used to play as a kid. But yeah, Putt-putt games were great. I also played Spy Fox. I played the third one a lot, I think. If you have any memory of Spy Fox as a posh British sounding fellow, I hope you're not disappointed, because we're going to be playing the version I grew up with, which is the one where he sounds like an idiot. But I like it because he is an idiot, and it was so funny to me because, okay, so Spy Fox, well, maybe I'll save that story for when we actually play the game. I don't know, or maybe I'll just retell it. I don't know. Spy Fox got dubbed into like British English for some reason, and I hated it because the Spy Fox from my childhood didn't sound like that. But it was like almost impossible to find the version that I wanted. And eventually I got my hand on Spy Fox Saves the Ozone or some one of those, I think. I got so excited. I showed it to my siblings, and when they played it, they grew up with the British sounding one, and they were so mad. They hated the way he sounded. Because for them, it was the opposite effect. Like, they were used to him sounding like a British gentleman or whatever. A snobby British spy. Which, you know, goes with the whole James Bond thing he's got. So it makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't. But they thought he sounded cool. They liked it. And they were upset that he didn't sound like that. And I was upset that they didn't appreciate my childhood. But after that was an eye-opening experience for me. After that, I actually gave the British one a try, because before then I was just being huffy and, like, judgmental about it. And I have to say, I think the British one does sound pretty good. And pretty much anyone you ask will say the British voices are better. Okay, I think this one is done. Let me put some wood grain on the staff. I don't know why I like putting swirls on wood, but it helps break up the texture. There we go. Hello, Rodolfo. Too much Junji Ito. What? Let me see. Hi Zero and everyone. Hi Rodolfo. I think I played Spy Fox once when I was very little, not sure. I forgot it was Monday. Today is holiday in my country. What holiday is it? Hopefully it's not Jinjo Ito holiday. For the swirls. Oh, the swirls. Oh no. Please. Oh, please, why? No, no, no. It's just wood grain, I swear. Okay, let's do this one. Let's not dilly-dally. I've got a lot to get done. Let's take a vote around. Do you guys want to see me finish these, or would you rather the stream stay the same, the right amount of time? I guess technically we don't have to vote. I could literally just keep streaming and you guys can leave if you want. But I want to get these done today. And it might go over time a little bit. Just letting you know. But yeah, of course. I'll let you know when the stream is over, and then I'll probably just keep streaming. Just because the streaming, like, helps keep me focused, you know? I stay on task. I don't go off and start, watching YouTube videos. Which usually is fine, except for when it's, like, one that I want to actually pay attention to visually, and then I just put down the pen and start watching the videos, and I don't get anything done. There are other games that I would love to play, that are, like, way more baby than the humongous entertainment games, but I don't know how to get a hold of them. A lot of them were games that were, functionally built in to my, old PC, or the family's PC, I suppose. I don't know how they got onto the PC, but they were on, and I could play them. You know, like, so basically they didn't have a disc or something I had to insert. One of them was the Little Monster Private Eye. It was this little monster, who was, like, essentially a kid, but then he has a bat cave for some reason, and he's a private eye, and he has, like, an actual office, and which I think the office was just like his room. It was very blurry between the lines of, are they playing make-believe or are they actually private eye, because the game, it's like a storybook game, so you go from one page to another. Essentially, think of if you ever played, like, Just Me and My Mom with Little Critter, where you have a page and some text, and you click on the text and the narrator, like, reads out the story, and then you get to just click random things on the screen, and, like, random stuff will happen, and it was a lot of fun. But Little Monster took it a little farther in that as you're going through the story, you can find clues. And at the very end of the game, you get to decide, you get to be the detective and decide who committed the crime. And there's a whole lineup, a whole cast of characters that are all Little Monster's friends, and they all have, like, different different things about them, like their favorite soda or their favorite hobby. And you find these items along the way, and then you match them up to who has all of them, right? And essentially, the game, like, you can't lose, because if you choose the wrong one, he just says try again, and then you can just click on all of them. But I liked trying to solve the mystery. Anyways, Little Monster has a killer soundtrack, because a lot of the music in that game are like parody songs that they took of like popular music. Like, I think Sting's Every Breath You Take was parodied. You have Rolling Stones, Rolling Stone, I guess that's what it's called? I don't know. I recently found the soundtrack on YouTube, and they have all of the songs. They're not the full songs, they're just like a verse maybe, or two, but they changed the lyrics up. The story of the game is there's a evil guy who's changing all the smells. He's the smell switcher. He has this device that switches the smells of things. And now, like, fish smell lovely, and orange juice smells like peanut butter, and peanut butter smells like orange juice, and it's just all hilarious. So they changed the songs to like fit that kind of theme. I don't know. I feel like that would be a lot of fun to like play again, but I have no idea what system I can get it on, or if it exists anymore. I have a Mac, you know, and I don't think it's for the Mac. I wouldn't play that on stream. That's kind of like, that's a little too baby. But just for my own, like, for my own library of nostalgic content, I would love to like have that game again. What else? Actually, now that I think about it, I think I might actually still have that game. I just can't play it because of my computer system. I'll have to double check. I'll tell you what I do have. I have the booster, the extended pack, the booster pack of Zoo Tycoon. You've ever played the Tycoon games? There was a game called Zoo Tycoon where you could set up a zoo. It's kind of like Sims, if you think of Sims, I guess. But you can't get up into the human's face. Or Roller Coaster Tycoon, I guess. But you like build a zoo and you have to tend to the animals. You have to make sure they're fed or they'll die. You have to maintenance the bars and stuff that keep them in, or they'll escape when they rust, and then all the people will scream and run in terror and your ratings will go down, especially if they like get eaten by tigers. And for some reason I don't have the CD-ROM for Zoo Tycoon, but I have the Marine exhibit extension that lets you have dolphins and stuff. And then I think I had another extension that let you have dinosaurs. Oh, that was the best. I would always make a bunch of T-Rex and then just set them loose on purpose and just watch them rampage. Or like the velociraptors. Chaotic evil. Let's see. Vanilla Blitz, how you doing? Says you can never have enough Junji Ito. Saint Peter and Saint Paul, usually fishermen celebrate this day by going fishing. I remember having some Disney horse riding game. In my home PC when I was younger, I'd spend hours just designing the horses over and over. Ooh. Just got back with a homemade sundae. Nice. Heard this story before. I've played a few living book games. Is that what they're called? Living book games? I just know I loved the little random stuff that that come out when you click on random stuff. Speaking of like old computer games that have like animals in them, there was okay, you guys. There's maybe someone out there knows what this is, but I remember a Barbie pet rescue game that was really fun for some reason. It's weird because I remember it being bad, but also that I really liked it. I don't know. Like, I just remember you had to rescue a turtle as the tutorial, I think. But you played, you know, you controlled Barbie and she would go out and like rescue animals, and then she would bring them back to the sanctuary or whatever, and then something. I don't remember anything about the game. If I could find out what the game is called, I could like look for it on YouTube or something and watch someone play it, because I really want to see what that was. Because I've definitely searched Barbie Pet Rescue. I don't know why I wouldn't have found it by doing that, but I think there might have been like a different version of the game or something. I don't know. Can't find the one I'm looking for. There was also a cats game. I think it's just Pets, like Pets with a Z. It was one of the cats games. And you had a little box, and you clicked on it, and the cat would come out of the box, and then you could like pick it up and move it around the room, and it like dangled, and then you would do stuff like comb it or like feed it stuff, and then you can buy more cats. I think it was like Pets 2, maybe. I don't know. It's a very specific iteration of it. I just remember the cats looked terrifying. They were very ugly, but in a charming sort of way. Nostalgia is such a fun thing. I like thinking back on faint memories. Junji Ito, though, I cannot read his stuff. I think the only one I ever read was the Holes one, and that was already too much for me. But I have found a YouTube channel that goes through a lot of his things. I'm sure I've talked about it before. But that's how I consume my Jinjo Ito. I have to listen to them on a YouTube video. Because the images are just too much. But they do show the images on the video. They are there. So now and then when I get like when I get too curious, I guess, I will peek over and see something that will haunt my nightmares. I don't know why I have this morbid fascination for horror. I hate watching it. I hate reading it. I don't like being scared. It's not a fun feeling. But they always come up with these weird situations in the stories, and I just want to know what happens. So I'll like find people who describe horror stories. If you ever seen Found Flicks on YouTube, it's just a guy sitting and in the most undramatic way possible just kind of describes the plots of mostly covers horror movies. And that's how I like find out about most horror movies, like what they're about, is through that channel, because I'm a scaredy cat. I can't watch it, so I'll just find out what it's about. Hi Tails, how you doing? Thanks for coming to the stream. Let's see, I'm gonna see up here. Just got back with Home Week Sunday, Living Books. I had a few when I've heard of that Barbie game, had a few when I was younger. I think that's the problem why I can't find it, is because there's so many Barbie games and I have so few memories of what exactly I'm looking for. But then again, a long time ago, I tried to look for a specific, Thumbelina movie. And I searched all over YouTube, all over Google, and I couldn't find it. And so I decided it just doesn't exist anymore. I made it up or something, or it was, for some reason, it's nowhere to be found. And then just this year, like not too long ago, maybe it was the words that I was using, but I decided to give it another shot, and I googled Thumbelina anime movie. I might have added movie in there, and it came up, and I found it, the whole movie. I downloaded it right away. I didn't watch it, but I watched a few scenes to make sure it was the one, and sure enough. So yeah, maybe now that I'm older, I can choose better search words. I don't know. Maybe I'll find the Barbie game. I only just now, because you mentioned the horse game, that brought the memory of the Barbie game back. So I haven't actually searched for it recently. I just have memory of the game, and I have memory of searching for it and not being able to find it. But that was also in the past. So I should definitely give it another shot. Give it another go. See if I can unearth this mysterious game. Watcher Zigzagoon says, I can't do horror very well usually. There are exceptions though, such as Left 4 Dead. Rodolfo said, I just searched on Google Barbie pet rescue game and seems it's not hard to find. I'll give that a search. Can't do horror. Usually there are exceptions. It's a coin toss for me. Horror either doesn't affect me at all or will keep me up for weeks. I plan on doing Zombie Army Trilogy, but not until Halloween. As long as it doesn't have jump scares, I'm fine with it. And I forgot about Luigi's Mansion somehow. Ooh, that's such a good game. I play it as much as I can. When it's Halloween season. I've been trying to find a cartoon for years, but no matter what I search, it won't come up, lol. Maybe one day I'll use the right search term. Right? Trying to find something that you don't quite know what it's called. I've been struggling constantly still to this day on finding the exact Beatrix Potter read-alongs that I remember from my childhood. Because I definitely don't know what to search for that. If you search Beatrix Potter read-along on YouTube, you just get a bunch of YouTubers reading Beatrix Potter books to you. And they don't have like a list of produced Beatrix Potter videos or anything. And there's also a TV series, I think, so that keeps coming up whenever I search for like Beatrix Potter VHS or whatnot. And I think I've definitely talked about this before, but a lot of the shows I watched as a kid were on these blank VHS tapes that my parents recorded stuff onto. So I don't even know if they were VHSs. Maybe they were like TV programs or something. Hold on a sec, you guys. I want to show you where my rat is right now. I won't be able to talk because it's far away, but I just want to show you how far up they tend to sit on the window. Anyway, I couldn't get it close enough. The wire wasn't long enough. But did you see? I couldn't really see the camera from where I was, but I hope it showed you like that window is the basement window is really high up, And they always go up there, and it scares me because then they'll start wrestling with each other. And I'm just like, please. I went out and bought some ceramic plates, and I put it up there so they don't pee on the windowsill. It's just, they like the window. I think Duncan is sleeping in the space pod, so I left it on him if he decides he wants to come out later. But yeah, I just heard Domino climbing up there, so I wanted to show you. Didn't realize the wire to the camera was so short, because I thought I could get it a little closer up into his face. But oh well. I don't remember what I was talking about. That conversation was probably done. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. Yeah, I wouldn't consider Luigi's Mansion horror, but I also was very scared of it as a kid, so, the first one's definitely a lot more horrifying than the, later ones. Been trying to find out- oh, okay, I saw that one. Too much horror in games I have seen relies on gore, which I can't handle. I get queasy too easily. Yeah, there's definitely a type of horror which is just gore. And like gross out horror, and I can't. Oh man, I just thinking about movies like The Human Centipede gets my stomach crawling, and I can't. Oh man. Okay. Ouch. Then Tails, I doubt you'd want to watch my streams this Halloween. Baby, says Tails. Saw a little a heart poster. Heart poster. I don't know. Oh no, Duncan, don't fall. You can do it. He decided better. Baby likes to be tall. I do like that they go up there during the day, because then they can get some sun. Some of that good old sunny D. Which is more than I can say for myself. But yeah, I also don't know if you saw it, but that's where the hammock is. I hung one of their hammocks up there, and he tends to like to sleep in it. I bet it gets really warm during the day. I don't know if he likes it warm, but he certainly likes to camp out up there. And then he looks so precious and comfy, and I just feel so bad to like try and get him out. I've never been much good at waking people. I remember in college, some days my roommate would be asleep, and their alarm would go off, and they would turn it off, and they did the whole like several alarms kind of thing, you know? And so all of their alarms would go, and then they'll still be in bed, and they have to go to class in like 30 minutes. And so I'm just like standing there wringing my hands, wondering, oh man, do I wake them up? Do I just let them sleep? Some days it didn't help that some days they wake up in a panic, and then they have to like rush to get ready and then like run out the door. So I'm thinking like maybe I should wake them up so they're not late to class. But then there are other days when I do wake them up and they're like, oh no, I know, I just don't feel like going to class today. I need to sleep. And then I feel bad because I woke them up. So then it's like, oh no, what do I do? And I have all this like inner conflict, and it stresses me out. But I'm always in that situation because the alarms wake me up. And then, or I have a class beforehand. And then it feels really bad when you could have prevented someone from being late or like missing something and then you didn't. So I like it carries over to my pets. Like, Domino, I need to put you back in the cage. I think I might be able to finish this on time. I was talking earlier that I might have to like go overtime, but like this one took a lot less time than the druid. All right. Okay. Let's slap some color on, shall we? I can't believe it. It's going so fast. Not really, but I might get it done in time, and that feels fast to me. I think these are red. Let me pull up my Giratina reference again. Yes, those are red. Maybe I should make it purplish. Yellow. Like Giratina's claws. Okay. And what else? Make the cloak black too. Good. And this is too small. These little holes I made are too small. No one's ever gonna see them. Maybe a more sickly green. And a gray instead of a blue. It makes it look like he's dead. Okay, and then a white for the eyes. And do gold for the trinket as well. Some kind of rope color. There's a line in there that doesn't go to anything. Oops. There. Get my rope color back. Get a little bit right there. Okay, and then it's a nice purpley magic. Purple is a great color, but it's also a pretty unnatural color, so it's a good color for evil. And I'm gonna select all of this stuff. Expand it just a little bit, and let's get a soft brush out. Soft glow in there. Oopsies. Go back to the multiply line. I gotta darken it all up in there. Cool. Yeah, I don't take kindly to over-the-top gore either, and psychological horror is not for me. Survival horror is, well, it's still bad, but if toned down enough, I think I can manage. Zigzagoon, that's like all horror. You've listed physical horror, psychological horror, survival horror. That's just, what else is there left to do? I guess paranatural horror? Very scary low-tad lad. He's, I don't know if he's doing his best, but he's doing something. Now let's switch over to a hard edge round boy for this. Why is my hard edge round boy so soft? It's because of a little thing. A little problem in the way the brush is made. I'm having a little trouble with the shading because the amulet is kind of emitting light, I guess, but it's not really. So I guess there would be some shadow here because his head is round, so it would block the light slightly, and then it would get blocked over here, so go like that. And I suppose all the rest of this should be colored in. fill that in. Some veins from the lily pad. Veins. Can never get the camera in the right place. The play area is too big. I cannot rightly predict where they might be going. The shadow has just completely destroyed the color of the lily pad. Okay, let me see if I can change the color to make it look better. More saturation? Do we need a more saturated? That looks a little better. Hue. Okay, now at least it looks brownish green and not gray. Oh, I'm using the wrong brush. Okay. What to do? Oh, let's just put a little shadow on the rest of it. That's the logical next step. I worry all day about fancy effects, but first things first, you get all of your proper shadows in. Worry about the rest later. Uh-oh, so if it's casting a little light, it will probably be hitting his body from this little necklace stuff. You cast a little bit of shadow to show how it's resting on his skin. It's not just floating. Can I make it darker? Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, it's coming together. Occult horror. I'm not even starting on that one. Nah, for me, give me baby horror, like Hocus Pocus. Give me some like baby horror like that, just like silly horror. I don't think that would be considered horror, but it's like scary, right? It's like Halloween stuff. Give me I can do Sixth Sense. I've watched Sixth Sense. I hate the word sixth. You're the sixth in line. Suckerin' succotash. Sufferin' succotash. Suckerin'? Did I say suckerin'? Sufferin' succotash. It's a disgrace. Sixth Sense. Anyways. The point is, that one's more of a thriller, I think, but it's got some, like, paranormal stuff. It's got some scary elements. So... it has a few jump scares. I think anything that has jump scares instantly puts it in a "is this horror?" category. Like, I know there's jump scares in like several different kinds of media, like adventure shows can have them, action shows can have them, but I'm instantly untrusting of you if you jump scare me. Do monster movies still count as horror, actually? Like, if you watched a zombie movie, do zombies count as horror, or are they more like action now? Action drama, survival, fiction-ish. I guess you could spin anything into a horror genre, but... Welcome back, Mouse! Thank you! It's coming out spoopy! And then after I finish the bit of lighting here, I'll have less than 30 minutes to color and shade the other one. So I think my first guess was correct. We are definitely going overtime a little. But oh wait, no, I can't go overtime because I have an animate date with Tails and Wheeler to watch Pokemon. So I will be finishing this up on my own. But hopefully I'll at least be able to get color in on the other one. Because I think it's a bit of a mess right now. But once it gets some color, hopefully it will show its true colors. I don't know. Oh, what? Duncan! Duncan! Duncan, get off the camera! Duncan, don't eat the camera. Please don't pee on the camera. Please! Okay, I'm not gonna... I'm just gonna let him be. Oh no, did it fall over? Okay. I think it might have fallen over. Let me go check on the camera. Well, it's quite impossible for me to catch them as they're running around the base of the camera, but it did not fall over. I think he just fell off the camera. And Domino is now curtailing it around like a maniac. That was quite funny though. Not gonna lie. I don't know where they are, though. Guys, my rats are so cute. They're just the cutest boys. Alright. Okay. What else can I do here? I think selecting this. Oh, I forgot one. So, like I said earlier in the stream, I'm thinking of taking suggestions for food that you think the rats might enjoy. Don't worry about safety or anything. I'll look it up if they can eat whatever you suggest before I give it to them, obviously. But yeah, like today they're having some apples mixed in with yogurt. Let me know what you think the rats might enjoy, and then I'll try and prepare it for them next week and put the camera on it and see if they are interested at all. Maybe not next week. I don't know how I'm gonna do the rat cam during the games. Do you guys want rat cam during games? Because I think maybe just having it during the pre-stream, you know, the stream is starting soon screen, and then taking it off, because it takes up some space on the screen, and the boys don't come out all that often, to be honest. Well, Zig says I don't see why not. Okay, well, Warlock I think is complete. Okay, one more. But yeah, I can like start the streams, have like 5 or 10 minutes of just rat cam playing while they investigate the new food that you've suggested. And then when we get started with the game, I'll probably just have the game on so I don't have a random screen with just boxes and nothing in it happening. Though I guess if I can figure out how to make them not eat the camera, that would be good. That would be a good thing to think about. Mouse suggests mealworms. That's a good suggestion. Zigzagoon suggests again berries, which also a good suggestion. I think mealworms and berries might be a good thing for next week. Thank you for your suggestions. I will see if I can get to the pet store. I think they have live mealworms there, but otherwise I'll just get freeze-dried ones because those keep longer anyways. Okay. So, before we end, I just want to really quickly color this boy in. Okay, I think that's all of his lily pad. Now let me try and get all of the water. No, the water wouldn't be blue. What am I thinking? It's like, probably this color. A little lighter? Or would it be a little darker? More gray? That seems about right. Da, 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 da. Okay. And I think for the moss, we'll make it gray. For these leafy things, we'll make it darker green. Ooh, I made a mistake. Is it too late? I should have put it on a different layer so I can change, so I can play with the colors. Ooh, I'm a little too lazy to do it now. Oh, yes. Those are pinkish white. I know that one. Let's put these ones in. Is it pink or yellow that I want? No, I want to go with pink. I like the pink. Can also do like a pale yellow. That's always nice. Or just like white to yellow with the tips being yellow. I hear like chewing, gnawing. Oh, Mouse is saying specifically live ones. Okay, then I'm gonna have to... I've never bought mealworms before, so I'm gonna have to look up where to go for them. I'm sure the pet store has them, and then, yeah, I will... Don't worry, I will obtain some live mealworms. I wonder how the boys are gonna react to that. I used to raise mealworms. They were, like, for a science experiment or something, or some kind of school project. You had to put them in a box of cereal and then have them pupate and turn to beetles or whatever. But then my dog got into the box and ate them. In his defense, he was probably going for the cereal. But I was quite distressed when it happened. Because I had named the mealworms. I think, like, it was like Ed, and... No, Ed, Eddie, and, like, Bob or something. It was like something completely random, you know, for the last one. Get a few different shades of green in here just for variety's sake. And the grass, for some reason, I'm thinking is gray blue. Don't know why. I think that's about it. For the final drawing, you know, we like to draw a little Pokemon at the end of these streams just for fun. I'm gonna add a tiny Pokemon into this terrarium. Tell me which Pokemon you would like me to add. And because I'm stupid, I'm gonna try and make a pattern on this. You can think of small Pokemon, or you can think of a large Pokemon. It could be funny to see a large Pokemon turned really small and living in a tiny terrarium on the top of a Lotad's head. Did the Lotad cast a spell on it? Did it find it already with the spell cast and is just giving it shelter? Who knows? You never can tell with druids. Yeah, I'm not coloring this today, but it's not too bad. I don't like the blue grass necessarily. I think I might go with, leaves. I might change the leaves. think I just don't quite like the leaves in general. So having them stand out so much isn't good. So having them blend in a little bit. Just as the final touch. Put a little shine on the water. Okay, I'm gonna look up. Ah, the song! Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. It's so fun. I'm still sad I didn't get to listen to the song much when you played it because couldn't like listen to the stream music, you know. But then I went through and like I looked it up and it's so fun and went out all out on that lily pad, Zero. Yep, he's doing his best. Looks like I'll have to start a new file on Koromon demo. Okay. Marsh Tomp says, Mouse, have Galley teaching Aurasphere to Togetic and Riolu. That's too complicated. I'm gonna do a Poliwag and a Marsh Tomp. That sounds like fun. Where can I hide a Marsh Tomp and a Poliwag? Wheeler, okay, Wheeler. I'll put a Pikachu in there somewhere. I can't see. There, that's better. Mouse, I don't remember what Marshtomp looks like because all I can think is that they have fuzzy gills, but I know they don't. It's like, wait, what are they supposed to look like again? I'm pretty sure Marshtomp are the ones with one gill on either side. Could be wrong, but... Okay. Let's put a Poliwag. Did you say Poliwag? Yes, Poliwag. Quick, Zigzagoon, what direction does the does the swirly go? Its intestines. Swirl, so right. Snivy being carried by a Pampor, hitting it constantly for it to let go. Mouse says they do have fluffy gills. They do. I'm just making it in this direction. I don't know. Okay, so Pikachu obviously is yellow. Brown. Red. Marshtomp is some kind of teal blue, I think. Darker blue. Orange. And then let's give him some generic mouth colors. And then a little Poliwag. Poliwag! He's a Wagalog. Pink. And white. Oh, I forgot to color the staff. The stick. Color that in. get to finish off on one of my favorite songs on the playlist. I don't know why it's one of my favorite songs. I don't like the game. It's just such a strange little, like, very Japanese sort of cultural song. I like cultural. Is it cultural is the right word, or maybe folk? I don't know. I like songs that are tied to culture, like fishing songs, sailor songs, working songs. All right. Well, I'll spend the rest of my time shading and finishing off these guys, but that's it. There you have it. Oh man. I just want to listen to this song for a little bit longer, but thank you guys so much for coming to my stream. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. A child. There he is. Drake said I was put in a nightmare of a loop. Oh no. Well, I hope you all had a good time watching me finish these last two D&D class character thingies. Like I said, next week will be next month. We'll be doing something slightly different for the month of July, but I hope you all have fun with that too. Because I sure will. But since it's the last of the month, I want to give a quick shout out again to all my patrons who supported me this month. We got Eworm, Barrel and Tree, Morgarizzle Spades, Tails Imp, Mouse with a Dinosaur Tail, Hydrash, Little Wolf Blue Studios, and Rat Rascal. Thank you all for supporting what I do. If any of you are interested to join them, you get to read the next Jets Black Nuzlocke earlier than anyone, and if you join the highest tier, you can suggest something for me to work on that month, just like an extra drawing project, whatever it be. If I choose yours, then you get to have it created, and it's a lot of fun. It lets me work on things other than my ongoing projects. But as always, thank you for coming by. I hope to see you again soon. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep your nose clean. Good night!